I remember a time very vividly back in 2022 where I had my friends that I knew for years and we had an amazing connection and we were going to experience loads of shit together. We were going to do loads of different stuff. And I realized it was falling apart. And it fell apart in a way I didn't really like or didn't truly like. It was my birthday and I was turning 20. This was October 23rd, 2022. So it was my 20th birthday. And we were going to plan to do something that weekend. And earlier, like a month before, I found out there was another group chat without me where they were messaging and doing different plans and going out without me. And at that point, I felt a bit neglected. At that point, I felt a bit taken for granted. And then on my birthday, a week before, we had a plan to do stuff. Only one of them responded in the group chat. And then on my birthday, none of them messaged me about my birthday saying happy birthday, how are you? After we experienced a good friendship, I thought at the time. And now, obviously, I look back with gratitude in a sense, and I'm grateful that that happened. But at that time, it crushed me, you know? At that time, it's easy for me to act like, oh, it didn't matter. It didn't matter, it's okay. And especially when you're on camera, you can act like, oh, shit, it didn't matter. It is what it is, or I'll be stoic and shit. But at that time, it did hurt. It did hurt because I knew him for years, and obviously you tell each other secrets and different things, and you experience different stuff together, different like essentially like masculine things together as well, like working out, fighting, all this stuff like we did in the past. And it's one of these things, like even drinking beers together, you know what I mean? And going out and then getting women, all this stuff. It's like so many experiences together. And I didn't realize at the time that I may have just been friends with essentially whatever it was we were doing, if that makes sense, and not them as actual people on a real sense, even though I thought the connection was deeper because we used to play Xbox. But if we didn't have Xbox in front of us, we wouldn't get on the same. If we didn't go out and drink, we wouldn't get on the same, if that makes sense. If it was just us in a room, it wouldn't be as compatible as how I truly believed we were in a sense. And it was sad, man. It was sad. I want to admit that it wasn't, but at that time it was sad because there was a girl I liked as well and I lost her, and it was all around the same time and I felt fucked. We were meant to have plans. She was like, yeah, we're going to do this for your birthday. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And a month before it broke apart and I was like, fuck, that hurts. That hurts. And at that time I was a bit lost, you know, and I felt taken for granted because my old friends essentially just turned their back on me and was like, oh yeah, fuck you. Essentially, it felt like, and I thought, oh shit. And now I'm obviously over it. It's a good story to tell, but it did simmer and it did have that emotion in me for a while. I feel like only recently it's kind of went a little bit, and that's me being completely honest. Like, now I didn't really give a fuck because it was a year and a half ago, so it didn't matter that much. But on a real level, do you feel taken for granted in your friend group, in your relationship, in whatever you're in? And there's going to be times where you are taken for granted. And I just want to give some advice on what to do if you are taken for granted, because I've been in that position countless times now, whether it's in a relationship sense, a friendship sense, and it's all part of growing up, isn't it? But it's a good thing in a sense as well, because like you learn from it and all this stuff. But on a real level, what should you do if you're taken for granted? So let's make a scenario. Let's say you are chatting to someone and you're going out, you're doing stuff, you're doing this, and they're not giving you what you want, essentially. Let's say as a girl, you've took her out, you've went for food, you may have done some stuff, and she's not acting in the way you want. She's not messaging you in the way you want, meeting you. She's kind of just like throwing you off to the side. There's only one thing to do there, and that's going to be take away time for yourself. And this is going to be the same in a friendship group scenario as well. Let's say you got some friends and they are almost just taking your kindness for weakness in a sense. Let's say you do a lot of stuff for them and they're like, nah, you don't do anything for me. Or let's say they're not valuing you enough and inviting you out and doing stuff. What should you do then? You need to take away time. And this is the base level thing, of course. And a lot of you probably think, oh yeah, of course, I knew that. But let's say you take away time away from them. And we need to think of what we can do with that time in a sense. And this is what I had. So I basically was lonely as fuck. So that's basically what happened. I was basically lonely as fuck to the point I had no people in my life. And it's completely different now. Now I've got different friends, different things, all going on, which is nice. But at that time, I had no friends, essentially. I lost my friend group. I had a few people from work that I would kind of consider friends, but I wouldn't go out with them. I had no girls really in my life at that time as well. And I was fucked. So I only had one option, which was to look into myself and work towards stuff and go towards things. I only had one option, essentially. Whereas when you got stuff going on and they want to go here and they want to do this and they want to do this thing, it's quite hard to say, actually, nah. And even in my situation, it'd be like they go out, like, let's say 4 times. And like one time they invite me, so I think we're still friends. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like a real friendship in a sense, or they wouldn't let me know, or they get a bit annoyed at shit. And it's one of these things, when you go through a situation where you are taken for granted, the only real thing you can do is literally look inwards at yourself and understand your value. Do you value yourself? Do you value your time enough to say, actually, I don't need these people. I don't need to sit down in the pub with them. I don't need to go out to this place with them. I don't need to play Xbox with them. I need to invest in myself. And ultimately, the growth that you develop from taking away time from these people and investing in yourself is a lot higher. So let's say you start meditating, reading books, going to the gym, working out, all this stuff, and watching your diet and getting better. Let's say you start doing that. That's going to have an amazing effect on you as a person and on you as a overall literal version of yourself that you want to be. And you will start achieving a version of yourself that you want to be. But if you don't do that, and if you just give time to these people who don't value you, you're ultimately diminishing your value in a real sense, if that makes sense. So you're diminishing your own value in your own head, and you're going to feel less worth, less self-worth, more sadness, and you're going to view yourself as almost negative. You're not going to view yourself in a positive light. But if you take away time away from these people and say, actually, I need to invest in me. I need to stop investing in other people's dream, invest in other people's what they want me to do, and I need to start doing shit for me. That's when you start actually proceeding in your life, if that makes sense. And let's say you start looking at books on your mindset and improving and making money, and you start putting in effort into your goals and where you want to be, the person you want to be. That's going to have an exceptional effect on you and your confidence. That's going to make you feel unbelievable in comparison to you literally just investing time into someone else's dream who don't give a fuck about you, if that makes sense. And that's what we need to do at the end of the day. Get in the gym, start working on yourself. And people say just lift weights. Nah, start getting some cardio in as well. I've started doing cardio again recently. Start pushing myself on the sprints as hard as I can. And the self-worth that I feel after doing that, and also the physique benefits I've got already of doing it for like less than a week, it's exceptional. My body fat's dropped 1% already. And I feel lean, and I feel strong, and I feel powerful. And the confidence I've developed just from that is exceptional. So lift the weights, build a muscle, but also get the cardio in, get that sweating in, make them endorphins run, push yourself, and then you're going to value yourself on a different level. And this is what I found. When you start pushing yourself and pushing yourself, and let's say as well in your business or your goals or your job, whatever you want to achieve, if you start pushing yourself in that as well and put more effort and emphasis into that, you're going to be in a better position. You start pocketing a bit more money because you're not going out all the time. You're going to be in a better position. If you start meditating, focusing on your mind, writing down your flaws, your insecurities, and understanding how you can develop past them, you're going to be in a better position. And it's this almost sense of bettering yourself and then getting out into the world. Let's say you go to the gym and you may go and speak to a few people there. Let's say you go in the steam room and sauna, which has helped me a lot because I get on with a lot of people there, and it's like a nice little community now, and I interact with a lot of people there. That makes me feel social, that makes me feel better, and we chat about stuff that matters, like gym, family, like actual real shit, not just like, you know what I mean, not pointless stuff. Oh, this person done this to this person, and I can't believe he done that, he's such a dickhead, he's such a cunt. This is what the conversations were before, but now it'd be like conversations on progressing and how this affects your mental health and how you can improve in this situation and what to do in this. And it's almost like that level up, if that makes sense. And this is what it's about at the end of the day. You will find better friends. Like I found better friends who actually consider me as a real friend, and we actually invite each other out, do shit. That's the main thing, man. It's not about literally holding on to something that doesn't value you, if that makes sense. So let's say you want this person, friend group, whatever. Let's say person or friend group, and you're just holding on, but they're going that way. Ultimately, as soon as you let go, it's just going to fling off like that, you know what I mean? And they're going to fuck off. And in that way, you need to just take away time from them anyway, because they're not the right thing for you. As much as you want them to be the right thing for you, and as much as you want it to almost have the effect of them changing their beliefs on you. It's not going to happen. So if you're taken for granted, you got to take away time from them, and you got to dedicate it to you and find people who actually fit better in your life, because there is people out there. The world is weird in a sense, you know. Everybody kind of puts their own actual intention and what they want over what you want, if that makes sense. It's always like this, like this, like this, and they want what they want. At the end of the day, we're quite selfish, aren't we? Like, I'm not saying I'm selfish, like literally. You put your own beliefs and what you want over what someone else wants sometimes, you know. But when they start doing that and bombarding you and not even taking into account your beliefs or what you want to do or where you want to go or whatever it is, and not even giving you that respect, you have to leave it and you have to go. And you have to actually take yourself into someone who you want to be and improve yourself into someone who you want to be. Invest in yourself, get in a gym journey, build some muscle, get in good shape, build a bit of muscle and be a bit lean. Simple, but you stand out like fuck, man. Make yourself into someone you're proud of. Save some money, like I've done as well. Save some money. You'll be happy and grateful, and just build yourself and just focus on bettering you for a minute. You know, focusing on bettering you and maybe speaking to people here or there. You're in a public situation, interacting with different people. You know what I mean? And just building that confidence and making yourself into someone you're proud of. And that's going to allow you to actually be grateful for yourself. And you're going to build better friendships off the back of that. Start investing in your business, where you want to go, your goals. And you're going to start actually being grateful for yourself. And then you're going to actually see real rewards instead of a person who didn't even necessarily matter, who was going to go anyway, but you just wanted their validation. And the funny thing is, they probably will come back as well. I don't know in the regards of a friend sense if they'll come back. I guarantee I'll have them message me sometime, but maybe years down the line. But in regards to a girl sense, they always try to come back or try to claw something when they see you or do something when they see you. So on that level, you kind of get that little bit of validation back, but you don't need them at that point, and you've moved on and you've got better, and that's going to allow you to feel grateful and happy and thankful. And that's what it's about. It's not about holding on to something that's running away and that's never going to truly value you. It's about finding yourself, building yourself, and finding yourself where you can actually have someone that has value, that values you. So finding someone that actually values you. And then you can have whatever you want with that person, have a real connection, a real relationship, a real friendship, whatever you want, leading to you actually feeling fulfilled and happy in yourself and making yourself into someone who is actually grateful for themselves. And that's going to be the real message in this video. Hope you got a lot of value. Like, comment, subscribe. Shoot me an email if you want to get in shape. My email's in my bio, and I might pop it up on screen as well if I edit the video. If not, it's not on screen. Check my bio. Hope you got a lot of value. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.